I'm QUID. I'm a whole different person. Same face, different personality. I'd say I'm much more out there when I'm in my art mode. I've been drawing since before I was born. The story that my mom tells like all the time when someone mentions that I'm an artist, she's like, well, when she was a baby, she would just do like this in my stomach. And we always wondered what that was until she started creating all these drawings. And I mean, over the years, I thought it was like just some silly story, but I think looking back on it now, it was like this little preview of as to what my life was going to be like. I was actually destined. No one in my family is an illustrator or an artist at all, so it's like I was chosen to be an illustrator. And that sounds like kind of weird, but coming from a family of non-artists, I think that like made me stand out a lot more than I thought I already did. So I think I was just destined to do something with this craft that I've been working for and working on for so long now. I think 19 years now. As of right now, I have one comic up and one in the works. And one of them is more just like silly stories of just like, you know, taken from like my own personal experiences living in this city. And then another one is, I guess, just a lot more personal, but I'm not using my face. I'm using my own character's face. Not only have I grown, but my style and my art has grown as well with me. And I think that that's really, really meaningful and in a way symbolic, how I can change and how the things I make can change as well. When it comes to creating my characters, some of their attributes are like mine, but a lot of my characters come from real people that I've met and who have been in my life, either long-term or temporarily. For my main character, Cece, she's everywhere in my room, I would say she's more like every girl rather than just me, because I feel that her experiences and her emotions are so universally connected to every type of girl out there. So when it comes to specifically my digital work and my comics, it's more just like, I'm not focusing more on like fundamentals of art, I'm just having fun with it. When it comes to more like serious work, and that means like more developed digital pieces and paintings, I try to incorporate all that I've learned from art teachers and art professors, because a lot of these like bigger pieces that I make are really important and special to me, and I know that they'll be special to someone else, so I just want to make them as not as serious but as perfectly imperfect as possible. Even if my comics have some sort of like silly attributes to it, everything is put in the comic for a reason. Anything put in my art is there for a reason. A lot of my characters are in marginalized groups. For example, my character Cece. She is a young black teenager living in Chicago as a middle-class student. She is a worker. She's a writer as well. That's kind of her big thing. And a huge attribute to her is that she's neurodivergent, she's autistic, and she has borderline personality disorder. So kind of researching what like specifically young black teenagers go through when it comes to being neurodivergent or being queer or being femme or femme presenting. It's so important because I'm trying my best to, I guess as also like a white creator as well, like trying to make it so that it's the most accurate that it can be, because my experiences are completely different from Cece's. Since starting the comic, doing as much research as I can to make this character so touching and realistic, but also relatable to every viewer. Like, the big thing specifically about Cece is that she's an alternative, spunky Black teenager in Chicago trying to be a writer while also dealing with a lot of stress due to her mental health and her disabilities, and just trying to make the character as realistic as possible without the actual whitewashing of putting her in a space where she has white privileges when she is clearly not white, and just trying to make her and her friends as, I guess, relatable as possible, because every single character in this comic has a different sort of backstory. So I guess doing my deep dives, asking around, has really helped me with this project.